Right, I'm at the gym again, but before I go in, I wanted to introduce you all to the newest member of the Where's Wallace support team, Chris The Fiz. We're going to call him. That's what I'm going to call him. You can call him that as well if you want. I'm not bothered. He doesn't mind either. Chris The Fiz. Chris works for the Yorkshire Physiotherapy Network. He's an old schoolmate of mine, and on Monday I went up and saw him in Leeds, and he helped me out with a few bits and pieces to do with how I'm going to keep myself in shape on the road, how I'm going to avoid any injuries from the repetitive strain of walking every day, carrying the weight that I've got. And yeah, he gave me some exercises. He gave me this big rubber band thing, which he tells me is going to be very important, and there's some exercises to go with that I've got to use. And yeah, I think the best thing is I'll show you what Chris and I got up to. So yeah, here's Chris, The Fiz.
The things we need to talk about is the importance of stretching and trying to fit some regular exercises into your day-to-day plan whilst you're away. Also need to talk about the types of injuries you may be susceptible to. Most of them, understandably, are overuse injuries because you're putting your body through a lot more stress and strain than it's used to from your normal sedentary lifestyle. And then we talk about ways that you can try and manage that before you go, and anything you can use, any different aids and things you can take with you, or make sure you're set up correctly with the right equipment, be it shoes, footwear, and your rucksack, things like that. Overuse injuries predominantly affect the tendons, which is the part that attaches the muscle onto the bone. And for you, the two we'll particularly focus on are the main tendon around the ankle and the main tendon around the knee. So the main tendon around the ankle is the Achilles tendon, which most people would know where that is. Two main muscles in your calf that form the Achilles tendon that comes down and attaches into the back of the heel bone. Another one in the knee is the patellar tendon, which is the one that they whack when they test your reflexes at the doctors, and that one sits down at the base of the kneecap down here. Both of those are common, very common overuse injuries. We would tend to see them here in sports people that suddenly increase their intensity of exercise, whether it be playing football, running, things like that. So of course, you increasing your walking over the period of time you're doing it falls into that category as well.
One of the really important things that Chris and I spoke about was my rucksack and how to get it set up properly. There's a lot of weight in there, and if it's not set up the right way, it's going to damage me quite a bit. So Chris was very helpful in getting the settings on the straps and everything else just right. So yeah, that was really important.
Most important piece of kit you've got to make sure you get around this in one piece is your rucksack, and your rucksack looks good. It's got a rigid framework at the back here, which is going to take a lot of the load from the back. It's going to be taken through there as opposed to be taken through you. You've got good support in the thoracic and lumbar areas here, which are adjustable to make sure they can be specific to you and the way you're built. Also, you've got good adjustments on the shoulder straps and the waist straps, so you can make sure that those straps are taking the brunt of the weight as opposed to your body taking the strain instead. Right. Before we start walking then, Matt, how does that bag feel at the moment? Comfortable?
Feels all right.
Comfortable, yeah?
Yeah.
Fine. Where do you feel can you feel any pressure in here? Where's the kind of the weight being carried?
In my shoulders.
Your shoulders, right, fine. We need to try and adjust that then. Ideally, it shouldn't be put through your shoulders, and we can guess why by a couple of things. We look at your bag, it's too low. It's much too low down your back. Right. Because of that, the weight is falling back and pulling you backwards. Right. That's why it's pulling on your shoulders.
Okay.
So we need to get those straps tighter, bring the bag higher up.
Right.
Also, your waist strap isn't doing anything at all. It's too loose. So we need to tighten that up as well, because that will also take the pressure off your shoulders. Okay? So, right. First thing you need to do is adjust these shoulder straps. So, if I take the weight of your bag, if you want to tighten up.
Oh, yeah.
Good. Other one as well. Fine.
Yeah.
Good. Okay. So there we go. So looking now, much better. Before, your lumbar support was much too low. Now it's right where it should be. Okay. Same with the thoracic support as well. Let's now get this waist strap supported as well to try and take some weight off your shoulders. So again, I'll take the pressure of your bag if you want to tighten that up.
Yeah, feels good.
Done?
Yeah.
Okay, right, fine. So now, compared to before, last time, feel different? I mean, where's the pressure now?
It's on my hips.
On your hips, fine, perfect. Your hips and your pelvis are a weight-bearing part of your body. They're meant to take load. Your shoulders aren't. So because of that,
when I'm pregnant.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely, yeah, absolutely. But just day-to-day walking, things like that. You know, the load goes through your pelvis, not through your shoulders. So with this, the load of the bag needs to go through your hips and your pelvis, and not your shoulders as much as possible.
Okay. So we have a walk then?
Let's get walking. Right, Matt, so what we need to do now is just have a look. All we're going to have a look at is any glaring areas about the way you're built and the way you walk that might mean you're more susceptible to getting any sort of injuries. So all we're going to do is I'm just going to have a look from the front, from the side and from the back and just see if we can see anything about where you put your feet, how you put your feet down, what your hips are doing, things like that that might lead to think that doing the walking you're doing for such a period of time might mean you're quite likely to injure something, okay? So the sort of things we look at is just looking at how your feet go down, where they go, what your knees are doing, what your hips are doing. And again, surprisingly, you look very normal. Right, so look from the side on as well. Same sort of things. Rucksack position is very good. We've adjusted that already, so that's fine. And again, the way you're placing your feet down looks fine as well. And we look at the same things from behind as well.
So that was Chris The Fiz, and yeah, the Yorkshire Physiotherapy Network, who are going to be helping me with everything they're doing. They're going to be coming out. In fact, Chris has told me he's going to come and see me at regular points on the road to check up on me, see that I'm in reasonable shape and that I'm not doing myself any damage that's going to stop me from completing the challenge that we've set ourselves here. So yeah, thanks guys, and I will catch you all soon. Bye bye.
It's quite opposite.
I'll tell your mum. I don't think I don't know her.
Yeah.